Hi, this is just a follow-up video to weapons education video on the 10mm automatic. I'm also a 10mm fan, law enforcement officer. I've carried 10mm for many years. And what I wanted to start out with was the original 10mm ammunition that came out was actually from the company Norma, which I think is a Swedish company. They were the ones that made the ammo to Jeff Cooper's specifications. What you're looking at now is a box of the original 200 grain full metal jacket truncated cone ammo, and what they rated that at was 1,200 feet per second with 635 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle. And here's the original round. The problem with this stuff was it was loaded rather hot. The only weapon that was available at the time that would feed the 10 mil was the Dornhouse and Dixon Bren 10, and it beat the heck out of the frame, so they had some problems with that. Then, as was discussed in your video earlier, the second 10mm pistol to come out was the Colt Delta Elite. Everybody knows about that. You covered it very well. One of them that you didn't cover, though, was the Smith and Wesson 1006, which came out in, I want to say, 87 or 88. This particular one I purchased in 1990. It's the full-size third generation. It basically is the same pistol as the 4506, with the exception, of course, it's 10mm. Now, my preferred carry in that is the Winchester Silver Tip 175 grain. These are cranking out about 1,250 feet per second. I've done a few ballistic tests with it at the PD in the past, and it's had real good penetration and expansion. Another preferred round of mine is the Corbon 135 grain, which out of a 5-inch barrel is coming out about 1,400 feet per second. They're using the Sierra hollow point, which, as you can see, that's just a huge cavity for 135 grain round. In Ed Sandhau's book, Handgun Stopping Power, I think it was the 2nd edition, they showed this at having over a 90% one-shot stop in the 135 grain loading. Now, one of the things that you did talk about too was how the 10mm got downloaded by the FBI due to the recoil issues, and prior to Smith and Wesson producing the .40 caliber, one of the rounds that they carried, which this is called 10mm light, is a 10mm 180 grain Hydra shock, and these are actually subsonic rounds. I want to say they come out about 950 or so. So these are kind of rare. You don't see them very often anymore. And another oddity in the ammo world was the El Dorado Starfire in 10mm 180 grain. And from what I understand, the original designer of the Hydra shock for Federal went to El Dorado and came up with this star shape. It didn't have a whole lot of success. I wouldn't carry this stuff, but you know, it's just kind of a novelty, basically. Another load that I've got, and this again is in the 10mm light. This is older stuff. This is 180 grain. And it's, if you look at the cavity for 180 grain bullet, I mean, it's tiny. This is Winchester stuff. And a little bit more modern, I think I got this a couple of years ago, Hornady has a pretty darn good round if you want to go with a middleweight. This is their 10mm in 155 grain. It uses their XTP hollow point. They're rating it at 1,265 feet per second at the muzzle. It doesn't have the energy listed, but I'm guessing it's probably in the 500 foot-pound range or so. And one other thing, when you were getting to the 29, I have both the Model 20 and the 29. I got the first ones that came out on the 29, so I don't have the accessory rail. But one of the things that I do like, if you're not going to go with the full-size magazine, you're going to go with the standard, is the Pierce grip. What's real nice about it, I'll go ahead and close the slide, but the chamber is you've got that nice pinky extension on there. I got pretty big mitts, So for me, I really needed that because the flat 10-round magazine just wasn't cutting it. Anyway, just to follow up to your video, I think you did a really good job covering it. Just a few minor little things that you might have missed or not read, but keep up the good work. Thanks a lot.